What's happening, Blades? So I'm going for a bit of a new layout for video today. Maybe that'll give me a different spin on how I see things, but it'll have to go some, because after that game yesterday, I've been trying to get my Senate right frame of mind to come and be a bit more balanced about it. But I mean, even from seeing team yesterday, Aussie, well, let's get into it, to be fair. So Anel's on bench. Anel, real difference maker for us this season, is back and he's on bench. Is he available or is he not? Because if he's not available, then why have we got him on bench? And if he is available, get him in team. What a difference he makes when he comes on. But game's almost gone at that stage, so I can't come on here and say I thought team were useless when I saw it line up, because I didn't. I thought with options that we've got available to us, it's not bad. The only thing I'll criticise Hecky for is if Anel's fit, play him. Aussie at left wing back is not the one, and I don't think he's looked anywhere near since he's come back. He's been a little bit like Sharp and Basham, and I know he hasn't had as many minutes on Aussie, but we are really struggling at the moment for injuries, and particularly in defence. So if Anel's fit, get him in team. I thought Wes didn't cover himself. I thought a lot of them didn't cover themselves in glory yesterday, to be fair. But I didn't think Wes looked anywhere near. I don't think he has recently, to be fair, in terms of not looking anywhere near as strong as he has been. Egan's another one that's been poor. We ain't got a plan B for Egan. There's no one that can replace him in team. Maybe Kieran Clark can do a job, but he's a week away from being fit, like he has been for the last 4 months. So ridiculous. It's great that Newcastle are paying 2/3 of his wages, but that 15 grand or whatever we're paying a week, it's a Bobby's job, innit? So I thought, well, we went 2-0 up quite quickly. Great, 2-0 up, love that. Didn't think we deserved to be 2-0 up. I didn't know how we came to be 2-0 up. I thought we were quite clinical, obviously, that's how we've done it, but we weren't convincing by any means. I thought we were poor, to be honest, and when they came back into it was no surprise. Defensively, we were all over the shop, and I know you say it's a patchwork defence. It's not really. When you think about it, Basham has played right centre half for 5 years, so he shouldn't be at sea. Egan, I don't know where he looks like he's no confidence at the moment. I didn't think he were as bad as Basham yesterday, but he plays a lovely through ball for their third. So, and Reece, who I'm a huge fan of, I think he's most improved player this season. I think, he's really come on radar as R&D this season, but I thought he didn't cover himself in glory either with goals. So 3, what should be reliable centre halves and should be enough to do the job, didn't yesterday. George Baldock, I thought, had another good game. I'm a huge Baldock fan, if you haven't picked that up already. I think he's massively underrated, holistically underrated. I think by that I mean, I think some would prefer Bogle, and I get that. Bogle's better on the eye in terms of his offensive work, but it's a luxury position that we've got at right wing back, because we've 2 great players. My personal preference would be Baldock, because I think he's the better defender, and I still think he's got the energy to get up and down. Yes, his end product is questionable, which it was again yesterday. But bringing him off, I'll get to that. But I think for me, and I spoke about this with family yesterday, we were saying I think Baldock's got captain qualities about him. He's tenacious, he's aggressive, he battles for every ball, he loves the team, he loves the club. I think he's captain material, George Baldock, and I'd hope if that were coming up again for contention, then he'd be in the mix. I thought Aussie were really poor yesterday, really poor. Less said about that, the better, I think. Tommy Doyle getting full 90 or 98 minutes, brilliant. I thought he played well. I wouldn't say he were great yesterday. I thought him and Norwood in possession were very good, but I thought Norwood were very good yesterday overall. But out of possession, I thought we were second best. They were winning every second ball. The one that stood out to me were Egan losing out every time to Gary Medine. But in midfield, I thought we got overran as well. They were brave with Blackpool, to be fair. They left men up the pitch, even when we were beating them 2-0, which always gave them a huge threat on the counter. And a couple of times, in fact, I think that's how they got back into it, was they'd outnumbered us at the back. And we were all at sea. So Egan had gone to runner, leaving Bash with 2 men. Bash went to spare man in front of him, and Jerry Yates were behind to put in, I think, off equaliser for them to make it 2-2. I thought Ndiaye had flashes. Obviously, he did well for his goal. You've got to be at right spot. I thought it was Billy initially, just because of the poacher's nature of it. Speaking of Billy, I thought he did okay yesterday. I've seen some online that have said they weren't right. You know, he's not the same player, and I've come on here and it's documented. I don't think he's, you know, done very well at all since coming back in. I think, you know, he looks rusty at best. But yesterday I thought he did okay. So, you know, he obviously didn't get on the score sheet, but he put a shift in for the team. He was running channels well. He didn't do his usual where he sticks his ass out and wins a load of fouls. But I thought he did okay yesterday. Obviously, cushioned header back for McAtee to score his first for club. So I thought Billy did all right yesterday. But I just thought, overall, defensive, we didn't deserve to beat him yesterday. We only really looked, I won't say looked like scoring, but we looked better when they went down to 9. And, you know, if that's what we're relying on, it's papering over cracks massively, isn't it? I know that we had a goal disallowed for an L, which were onside. Obviously, we had the penalty, which Brewster missed. But we had another penalty claim where Callum Connolly clotheslines ball with his right arm. How a ref misses that when all players react around him, but he'd just given a pen. I thought we were very weak, the ref yesterday, very weak. And then you can potentially say that it swings and roundabouts when Norwood's got, and it shouldn't be underestimated that, by the way, how difficult that is, that equaliser from Norwood yesterday. I thought it's still in air when he hits it, and the technique to keep it low, it rolls on his leg a little bit, I think, but keep it low and on target, I thought were superb technique. And, you know, nobody else on pitch can do that, I don't think, yesterday. Fantastic equaliser from Norwood, but 3 of our men were offside. I think it evens itself out in the long run in terms of, yeah, we could have had a couple, maybe even 3, but we've missed a penalty, haven't we? So, weren't good enough yesterday. Weren't good enough, and I get the fact that some will view it as we were 2-0 up and cruising. We weren't really cruising, but we were 2-0 up, and we threw it away to get to 3-2. We should be winning the game because we were 2-0 up, and I'm of that opinion personally. We'll let them back in to 2-2 and then 3-2, and then some will be last minute equaliser, brilliant. We've rescued a point. Well, it's 2 points dropped for me yesterday. And before I forget, I don't want to get a reputation of slating players because we love them all and they do the best for the club, but I thought Osborne were poor yesterday. I thought Basham were poor yesterday. I thought worst performance on pitch came from Reeder Cadra when he came on, and he don't make the difference. And, you know, I had me on tour on about it yesterday. You can't blame him for result, and I don't blame him for result, but I think he had 4 touches and he gave it away 4 times. Absolutely awful from Cadra, and it's not the first time. It's coming on at wing back, I get that, but the way we ask him to play is higher up the pitch. Keep Baldock on, take Basham, who's awful, off. When they've got 9 men, and I get it's a change to formation and we like our shape, but why do we need 3 centre-halves on when they've got 9 men? Why not keep Anel and Egan, who are probably going to be the strongest 2 we've got anyway? Well, they are. They're by a country mile, they're as best 2 centre defenders. Move Reece to left back, Baldock at right back. They can push when they need to push, or they can stay if we get caught on counter. We don't need 3 centre halves on when they've got 9 men and they're playing 2 banks of 4. And get Reeder. If you want to bring Reeder on, bring him on for Bash and put him in 10, or, you know, just get more men forward. I thought Hecky again, and it's game management. It's adapting when these things are thrown at you during the game. And again, it's not. I'm not slating Hecky in terms of how he brings players on, and you know that the atmosphere he harnesses with the team, and I think he's a good manager for our club with what we need now currently, and the situation we're in with finances. I think we're in a very delicate situation where we need to go up this year, and I call it delicate because we're not going to throw money at it. We need to eke out what we can out of every player, and I think Hecky's good at doing that. But I think tactically, he is left wanting sometimes. I thought it were crying out for anybody could see. We needed to go for it back when they went down to 9 because they've no striker on pitch. How much threat are they posing when there's no striker on pitch? And even then, when we've got 3 centre halves on field in the last throw at game, CJ Hamilton, ex-bloody United trainee, gets through on chuffing Bash again. I can't be doing it, honestly. So yeah, really frustrating yesterday. Don't know what got into Wes. And I love Wes. This is again me not slating anything, but I don't think Wes has been great last few games. Obviously, he's conceded 6 in 2 games, and it's not all down to Wes. That's been the defence as a whole, and in fact the whole team when we're out of possession can be looked at for that. But I won't be against Adam Davies coming in and seeing what he can do, because with this mentality of when it's your shirt, you play for that shirt, and if the kid comes in and bottles it and throws a couple in, then we know that we've only got one number one. But it weren't going to get a look in while ever Wes were in team fit or not suspended. So it's Adam Davies' time to step up, because I think we'll appeal Wes's card and not get anywhere if you look at footage, or Hecky might even look at footage and think there's no point, because unless he's said something, which would have to be something controversial and, let's be right, probably racist to make somebody react that way, because it looked as though Wes snapped, but there's been no comment of that come out of the club, so that's me jumping to conclusions, and you'd think it'd have already been noted if that's what had have happened. So it might just be a reaction and frustration at how the game had gone. So I don't think he'll get off, and I think it'll be Adam Davies in net for next 3. So on to Coventry. I don't know if I'll get a chance to do a preview before Coventry. We never do well there, so you probably won't want to hear me preview anyway. But I'm just hoping we can jump break on and turn this horrible run of form around, because we were poor again today. Scored 3, but it didn't tell the whole story. So let me know what you think. I know I've ranted a little bit, but that's what it's for. It's therapeutic for me. It's only what we said to each other down at pub, isn't it, I suppose, and we're saying on Carnot way back from the game. And let me know how you feel. You might disagree with me. I'm happy to take any sort of counters on board, no problem with that. As long as you're liking, commenting and sharing. But subscribe and let's get my numbers up a little bit if we can, and all support's appreciated. I do still love us. Up the Blades.